Hi, welcome to How to D&D. My name's Frederick Weller and today I will be reviewing the Tyranny of Dragons miniatures series. I'm going to do this with the help of John Shackle. It worked really well last time, so I'll do it again. This is not an unboxing miniature video. No unboxing. Okay, what do we got here, John?
Alright, we have the Rock Gnome Female Wizard.
And she's got a little staff, I think, and a cloak, and a bit of hair, and some very big ears. Alright, what's next?
Alright, the Stout Heart Halfling Female Bard.
Stout Heart. So she's got something on her back.
The loot.
If it's a loot.
It's a loot.
And very hard to tell if that's a dagger, but I think it is.
Alright, next up, the Quickling.
The Quickling. Mr. Quickling has two knives and pointy hair. Where did he go to his hairdresser? No one knows. Okay. Alright, and the next one. The sniff. The fighter. Yeah, so he's got a shield, short sword, it almost looks more like a dagger, a little red cap, and you can see the back of it, the back of his cap has got some sort of little ponytail, and that's quite weird. Okay.
Next up, Kobold Fighter.
Kobold Fighter, very long spear, in fact it might be longer than he is. It's quite a cool little miniature though. And got a twisty tail.
Next up, Goblin Fighter.
Goblin Fighter. This looks a lot like the goblin from that starter set, doesn't it?
Yep.
So he's got that doesn't even look like a short sword, that looks like a great huge carving knife. And yeah, there we go.
Next up, a Main Demon.
A Main Demon. I think I remember throwing an awful lot of these at somebody in a game not so long ago. It's pretty repulsive, that. It's quite gross.
And the one person that can face these demons single-handedly, the Human Paladin.
I like this miniature. I didn't realise just how many I had. I have the boxes are full of them. So he's got a long sword there and blue cape, looking very regal, as you might expect.
Sun Elf Guard.
Sun Elf Guard, alright. Big spear and gold and red and white. Not a great paint job, but oh well. And there's the back end.
Next up, Orc Fighter.
Yeah, like you needed more orcs. Okay. Still, it's got an axe, and that should have an axe. Looks like a great axe, doesn't it? Or maybe it isn't. And the back end of him.
Next up, Human Zentarum. Yay, go Zentarum. Bandits.
Yeah, you would say yay, Zentarum. Yep, so he's got a long sword, lots of plate armour there, and a red cape. The red capes are coming, the red capes are coming. No, let's not do that. People might stop watching if I do that.
Alright, next up, there is the Hobgoblin Fighter. Wow, there seems to be a lot of fighters in this set.
There are. Wasn't there supposed to be dragons in this?
Yeah, there's somewhere.
Okay, alright, so Hobgoblin Fighter. It's a bit hard to tell that it is a hobgoblin. He's got plate armour on, he's got a long sword, and it kind of looks kind of Japanesey.
Alright, next, Human Female Barbarian.
Oh, I don't have this one. It's quite cool. Hand axe, and I don't know, is that appropriate armour? It is, looks like it is, and a cape made out of furs.
Next up, my favourite, Orog Orc Fighter.
Yeah, what is it about you in this miniature? I see it on the table constantly. Yes. I believe you guys faced quite a few of these.
Yeah.
They were not all normal orcs. And he's got a massive mace for donging people with.
Yep. Next up, the Doppelganger.
A doppelganger. He looks a bit fresh, if you notice. He's certainly trying to grab somebody. It's actually a bit hard to sort of make out what he looks like. Just looks like a grey figurine.
Well, that's what they look like when they're not shaped.
Right, okay, alright.
Next up, the Wood Elf Druid.
Wood Elf Druid. It's quite a cool miniature, even if the paint job isn't very good. And he's got a staff with a hook in it, all in green, and a couple of swords on the back, just in case he doesn't want to use the staff.
Next up, Green Hag.
The Green Hag. I don't know what it is about the Green Hag. I've seen that Green Hag on my Friday game constantly. Everything we had the Green Hag. Even if there wasn't a Green Hag there was a Green Hag miniature. Long, white, flowing hair. Don't eat her apples, they're probably rotten.
Next up, Needle Blight.
Needle Blight. I've got a lot of these. These are quite cool. Even if they are, they go down like a ton of bricks in a combat.
Yep.
Don't last very
Unless
long.
they're the space kind and they last forever.
Oh, we're talking about Groot. Yep, and there's the back end.
Alright, next up, Human Red Wizard.
The Human Red
With
Wizard.
glowing red hands.
Yes, yes. Stay back. Yep, that's quite cool. Although I have to say, the little bits on the hands break off really easy.
Oh yeah. Alright, next up, Cult of the Dragon Enforcer.
Okay, I got a couple of these. So he's got a dagger, all in black, looks very scary, and it's backhand. Not a huge, fantastic job in terms of painting.
Alright, next up would be the Bugbear, but unfortunately we've misplaced it.
And to just make sure you understand how much time John has spent trying to find the Bugbear. It's been a long time. Unfortunately, use your imagination here. Bugbear. Moving on.
Next up, the Guard Drake.
Guard Drake. That Guard Drake is weird. I'm sure I had one myself, but I just couldn't find it.
That's right, I thought I had a couple too, but I only found the one.
Yeah. I mean, you fight a lot of them, but they're hard to find. All in blue, with a big horn.
Alright, next up, the Wraith.
The Wraith. I'm not honestly sure what the Wraith is. It looks terrible, this Wraith. The bottom end is cool, and the top end makes no sense to me whatsoever. I don't know why.
Well, that's the side that usually kills you.
Okay. Yep.
Alright. Now we're on to the rare smalls. Here we have the Half Black Dragon Lord.
Well, it's got a long sword there in black, looking very regal in his purple, and the players are going to enjoy killing him. I know they did in my game.
Numerous times.
Yeah.
Next up, the Ballista. Very interesting that they threw a non-creature as a miniature in the first set, but I kind of like it.
I don't quite understand it, but like I said, I might get to use it sometime in the future. Who knows?
Mind Flayer.
Can never have too many mind flayers.
Unless it's facing a party of barbarians.
Alright. Yeah. He's got a staff, he's pointing, he's got a mission, he's got a red cape. There's a theme going here. Everybody seems to have a red cape. What's going on?
Next up is the Half Red Dragon Fighter.
Half Red Dragon Fighter. Can you see the face there? So he's got a short sword, long sword, but hard to tell, in plate. And yeah, there's a back end. Very good.
Okay, we have the Aarakocra.
Yes, I know it's not the right base, people. I know it's not the right base, but I couldn't find the other one. Here we go. Flapping around. The Winged Birdie Man.
Alright. Morvanic Diva Angel.
The Morganic?
Morvanic.
Morvanic. So he's got a hammer. He's got some wings. I'm assuming he's on a mission. For a god, maybe? Yep.
Alright. Harpy.
Yep. That harpy is in a really weird position. It's a bit hard to see what's going on there. The harpy's head is down.
She's about to start in a dive attack. So.
Yeah, it's a dive attack, yeah. That's why you can't really see it very well.
Okay, and the last of the, well, we'll say the small miniatures, but really the mediums.
Mediums, yeah.
The gargoyle!
Yep, gargoyle. He's flying on down. He actually looks more like he's, doesn't even look like he's flying, just looks like he's sort of been pinned to the ceiling or something.
Yeah, or maybe he's just sitting there before he transforms to attack.
Yep, maybe. It's nice that they've done the ones with the stalks. The only thing is I'm not too sure that they're very helpful because they break off pretty easy.
Yeah, they're not as bad as some of the other ones.
Yeah, alright, so... Okay, John, first up on the large side.
We have the bronze dragon.
The bronze dragon swooping down for a meal. Let's turn it around. Looks like it's about to do a wing buffet. There we go. One bronze dragon. Yep.
Next up is the ogre mage.
This is apparently Mike Mill's favourite. And it's the side view. And the back. Kind of small for an ogre, but he's magical, right? So
yeah, kind of looks like the Hulk on a holiday.
Nah.
Stone giant elder.
Okay, I like this miniature. I spent ages trying to get one. Looks like he's about to pick something up, or bash something. It's a bit hard to tell, really.
Yeah, it took you forever to get one, and took the rest of us like one box.
Well, I mean, yeah. So he's got a furry. What do you call that? Skirt? Fur thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Linen cloth. Alright.
Next up, Frost Giant.
Oh my gosh, this miniature gives me so much trouble. I've got plenty of them. I like the big axe, I like the shield, the spiked helmet, the beard. I actually have no problem with the miniature mould itself. It's the fact that they break off the base and they seem a bit on the fragile side. Just in terms of how they've been attached. But other than that, it's a cool miniature and it's a nice size, even if it's on a base that isn't the right size for a giant.
Yeah. Okay, next up, the Pegasus.
Alright, flying horses, always nice to have. Stick it on a villain, stick it on a good guy, give you a lot of trouble. But you can't have a Pegasus if you can play fantasy games. It's strange not to have one.
Right, next up, the Wyvern.
I never really bothered too much with the Wyvern. It's a strange creature. It's like a snake, dragon creature thing, isn't it?
It does tons of poison damage.
Yeah.
About it.
And you never let them land. Don't let them land. Make sure you just fly by and take them out that way. But yeah, it's a cool miniature.
Alright, next up, the Black Shadow Dragon.
That is weird. I don't know about you, but he's pretty scary. He looks like he means business. He's got his tongue out. Spin around for you guys. There we go.
Alright, next up, the Green Dragon.
Alright. I have to say I like green dragons. Only because I've had so much fun with them. Not the players, but I did. This one looks like it's ready to claw something.
Alright, next up, the Copper Dragon.
Copper dragon. Looks like it's kind of sticking its tongue out at you. There we go. It almost looks more gold than copper, but I suppose it is more copperish.
It's a dull gold.
It's a, yeah.
Alright, next up, Unfortunately, we are missing the blue dragon. I do apologise.
I didn't have a blue dragon either, so yeah. Imagine there is a blue dragon here.
Next on the list is the silver dragon, though.
Right, one silver dragon.
Not the best, but it's second best.
Yeah, yeah. There we go. Not a fantastic paint job, just painted silver. Most of the dragons.
Alright, and now for first in place, the gold dragon.
You know, the gold dragon out of all of them is the coolest. It reminds me of a Chinese dragon.
Oh, I'm sorry, I have to disagree with you on that one, and you'll see why soon.
Oh, okay, alright, okay, fine. I still think it's cool. I just, because it's got that beardy look to it.
Well, for the good dragons, it's the best one. I will say that.
I just, in terms of a miniature, I thought it was pretty neat. It's just me. Man, that thing keeps scaring me every time it goes off.
Alright, and now for the best dragon, and you'll see why.
The best dragon? Why is that?
Because it's massive.
Oh, it's because it's larger.
Oh yeah.
It means its wings are out, it looks like it's actually flapping.
Yeah.
Rather than cruising down. Yeah. He's on a mission. He looks very happy to see you. And he's actually painted probably better than all the other dragons. I suppose that's the point, right?
Oh yeah.
Because he's got a bit of black, red, white in there, and other colours.
Well, he's pretty old, that's why.
How old is he supposed to be?
Old.
Old, right, okay, alright.
Alright, so this set also has invisibles. We're just going to show one here because trying to find them all, it's a pain. They're pretty see-through. We're hoping you can see this guy here. He is the Halfling Rogue.
Yep. What John has been doing is he's actually lying. We do actually have all the other invisibles. You just can't see them because they're invisible. This is the only one that's only slightly visible.
Yeah, he failed his stealth check.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody threw some flour on him. Yeah, as I don't like invisibles, I think they're ridiculous. So putting them on the board is just a stupid idea. But hey.
Rogues have blind sight, they can see invisible.
Yeah.
Alright, and now for the last one of the set, which is the special collector's edition. It is the Gigantuan Brass Dragon.
This cost me quite a bit of money, and I used it pretty quickly after I purchased it. Someone at my table, you can see it's got slightly very, I mean it's not a fantastic paint job. Basically somebody said, oh, what is the most dangerous thing you have in the monster manual? And they said, I want that on the table right now. So I grabbed this. I didn't have an ancient red dragon miniature because there isn't one as far as I know, and so that's what they faced. And yes, there was a lot of hilarity, and then eventually they ran away. So that's all the miniatures that we have.
For Tyranny of Dragons.
What did you think of the series?
For being the first of the set, I think it's okay. The bases are pretty substandard, I'm afraid. A lot of the times we've been picking them up, the sticks keep coming off the miniatures. But they do improve through the series. But as a first off, I would say probably a 7 out of 10.
Okay. I've just been gluing them on, or getting somebody else to glue them on for me. But I know that they can still break off.
Yeah.
The stalks are quite long. I like the idea that they're putting them up in the air because they should be flying, rather than the older series they were all sort of on the ground. Yeah, the dragons, I mean, they're supposed to be higher, they're rarer than everything else, right? Mm-hmm. And yet their paint jobs are pretty poor. Substandard, yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, that's why I really enjoyed the Red Dragon, because it's got pretty decent detail on it. Mm. The rest of them are, lackluster at best. Yeah,
even if the moulds are interesting and they've tried to do different things with them, they just don't stand out because the paint jobs are so basic. But hey, they're all painted by little kids in China, and you can't expect too much. That's everything on the Tyranny of Dragons miniature series. If you found this video helpful or informative, please share, like and subscribe. Make a comment below if you have any questions on the miniature series. It's an old set, but you can still purchase these miniatures. Until next time, keep rolling those 20s.